All right, good Tuesday morning, everyone. 48 First Alert Meteorologist Eric Burke with you. It is 3:38 on a 48 First Alert weather day. So far, what we've seen this morning, some of you picking up some pockets of heavier rainfall, quite a bit of thunder and lightning to start off, too. Had a couple stronger storms pop up over northeast Alabama. Currently, we have no active severe warnings and no one is under a watch. I know a few of you in northwest Alabama we're under a tornado watch. They dropped that much earlier this morning, but I got into work about 1:45 or so, and there was a storm up in Giles County that had a tornado warning on it, and I thought, oh wow, I get to work, and in the first 15 minutes I'm going to be on air if they extended that tornado warning into Lincoln County. That storm did start to fizzle. They dropped the warning, had a severe on it for a bit, but right now seeing a good trend. The fact that with my own eyes, on the way here, I ran into rainfall, and on the radar behind me, it can rain here in the Tennessee Valley. We're going to see a lot of that as we go through the morning hours, but just wanted to give you a Facebook Live update here just to start off. A lot of you might be waking up to some thunder, lightning at your home and wondering what's going on. So just going to go through some of the radar. Of course, we've got our newscast starting at 4:30. Hope you join us for that. Of course, I'll be on with Gina Benitez and Jonathan Skinner, but let's get to the radar, show you exactly what's happening here on this Tuesday morning. So we got a ton of lightning to deal with, obviously, here. These storms were really, really strong, and they had a much more favorable setup for supporting severe storms, including many tornado warnings across the state of Tennessee here this morning. But right now, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning that does include you in Giles County. And we're actually seeing a little bit of a Boeing segment with this severe thunderstorm warning right now. That will go until 4 o'clock, including you in Giles County. Does not include Lincoln County. If you are up there in the northern part of Lincoln County right now, a lot of heavy rain. This could be producing maybe some smaller hail with this too. Probably be pea size if anything. But most of the activity, as you can see, is up to our north. Right now, they've got numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, had a severe warned storm for the Chattanooga metro area. But what we've got here in the Tennessee Valley, just some kind of clusters of heavy rain, quite a bit of lightning right now, moving right between Decatur and Hartselle along I-65. This would be right over you in the Priceville area. Heading out almost into parts of extreme northeast Marshall County and northeastern Morgan County into northwestern Marshall County. There's a pretty good cell that's crossing over the county line right there on the Tennessee River. Got that cell popping up near Gadsden. Things are just kind of hit and miss. I heard the rainfall picking up here over the studio. Of course, we're just off the Parkway across from the Costco in northern Huntsville here. But it's going to be this feature that we're watching up here to the north. And I'm going to turn the lightning off. I want to show you, look at the counter there, 350 strikes over the past 10 or 15 minutes. But the lightning can get a little bit annoying. But if we look at the velocity here, here's our first severe thunderstorm warning coming out. I'm assuming this is going to be for you in Lincoln County and maybe northern Madison County. This is going to be our first warning of the morning. So Moore County in Middle Tennessee, Lincoln County, and western Franklin County. So no North Alabama counties including in this. This is for a concern of 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. It is moving east at the moment at 50 miles per hour. So it's going to be the Boeing feature kind of right through here that is going to produce the strongest wind threat here this morning. And for the most part, I think the farther south these storms move this morning, they're going to run into a bit more of a stable air mass, and that's going to cause a weakening trend. Now, we're still picking up beneficial rainfall. I hope we go through the entire morning just seeing a lot of heavy rain. Not ideal when you're heading out for work this morning or taking the kids to school. I think a lot of this is off to our south and southeast by about 7 a.m. or so. But let's put that storm track on for you and just show you kind of what we're looking at. So this is 50 miles per hour moving southeast. We'll go 51 here, and there's just that arrival time. Again, this could produce some winds, probably 50-ish miles per hour, could be up to 60 miles per hour, but this is going to move through Elkton, Tennessee at 350 there. You got the Ardmore twins on both sides of the state line, 355. Fayetteville just before 4 a.m., maybe toward Hazel Green, 415. Deckard, 417. Winchester, 418. Meridianville, 419. And Moore's Mill. Just leave that up for a second here I do have this live. It is on two different pages, meteorologist Eric Burke page and also the WAFF page. I cannot monitor both pages for comments at the same time. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me okay. But yeah, we've got quite a few of you on early this morning, but this is our first severe thunderstorm warning of the day. A lot of heavy rain, ton of lightning with this too. And this is going to be the trend. If we just pull back the view, kind of put things in motion, turn the lightning back on for you, you can see how things are just tracking. And hopefully you get some heavy rain too out in parts of northwest Alabama. Looks like you'll kind of miss this initial wave. Some of you probably could do without the stronger wind gust threat that we have at the moment, but there is more behind it too. If we switch over to the Columbus, Mississippi radar, there is some more behind this too. There's a severe thunderstorm warning, and that was producing some big hail there just east of Memphis, and that is tracking southeasterly as well. And we've got this second cell that is popping up now here, and it's going to be just northwest of you in Corinth, Mississippi. That might move through too, but there is some rain up here, so I don't think anyone is going to get entirely skipped over this morning. You might not get the rainfall that you want out of this, but everyone should see some form of rain this morning. We'll have a break in the activity as we go through mid to late morning, and then it's the evening. That second round of storms that we're forecasting this evening, especially if our atmosphere has time to kind of reload and recharge a bit. If we see temperatures in the 80s with high dew points and we've got some gusty winds from the southwest, that adds to the kind of shear and instability here. It's going to be the evening round. I'll go through that timeline for you coming up in a little bit here. Just want to start off with the radar because you're probably waking up to this, seeing that we're live. And yeah, we've been here all morning, just kind of keeping an eye on things, but it's hard to talk about a lot of storms that aren't necessarily in the viewing area, that aren't moving too fast, and you know, we're going to ramble on all morning. But you'll have the latest information here. Of course, the newscast starts at 4:30 again. But yeah, storms right now. Got a severe thunderstorm warning up here. It's for Lawrence and Giles County in Tennessee, and then this most recent warning put out by the Weather Service in Huntsville. This one is going to move through Fayetteville and eventually into Winchester too. Really not expecting widespread severe storms here this morning. I think we'll see some stronger storms, but I really don't anticipate a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. There has been tornado warnings put out for areas to our north, but I don't think we're going to see any really rotating storms. If anything, it would be a very quick spin up with this. But if you look at the velocity here, it's going to be this. This is that big cluster of wind here, potentially. Now, this is not at the surface, but these winds aloft can be dragged down to the surface too. And you see up toward Lewisburg, 70 miles per hour. This is coming from the high top radar. You've got 67 miles per hour, 59 there in Giles County. So it's this leading edge here that is potentially really going to produce the strongest wind gust. And it's probably just going to move into parts of northern Lincoln County here. It's going to be this leading edge, kind of this Boeing feature, tracking off like so. So there's kind of that updated timeline for you. Ava, good morning. Paul Michelle Davis, good morning. I see you guys' comments on, again, this is on multiple feeds here, so can't see all of the comments, but good morning to everyone joining us. I'm on my second cup of coffee. We are ready to go here on a Tuesday morning. Yeah, I mean, if you're wondering if it's safe to sleep, if anything, I think we see more of these hallway type storms, and I don't even think it's really going to get to that. I think this big gust of wind that we've got right now in Tennessee that I've got the storm track out on, kind of that Boeing feature, that's probably going to be the biggest threat here. Now, very well, this can move, through the rest of the morning, kind of affecting these areas here. Might see some small hail coming out of this too. We've got a lot of lightning. Hopefully a lot of the worst of the rainfall is going to be gone, though, by the time people are hitting the road to head to work here. But if you're in Fayetteville, what you've got coming through right now is going to be some heavy rain, but it's actually this behind it where the stronger wind threat is going to be, tracking from northwest to southeast. But I mentioned this earlier. I think we've got a little bit more of a stable air mass still supporting, obviously, the downpours. We got a lot of moisture. The dew point very high here this morning. But I don't really see a widespread concern for damaging wind gust here this morning. Certainly some stronger winds from time to time, too. Just keeping an eye on things and the trends. So that is current radar. If I see anything, we're going to jump back to that. But I do want to talk a little bit about the day ahead. So we've got morning rainfall. It is a 48 first alert weather day. We said we'd have 2 rounds of storms. Now, I know a lot of you Friday night and even Saturday, you missed out on the rainfall. I got maybe 5 minutes of rain at my house, and that was the most rain I've seen since Easter weekend. We need the rainfall desperately. So I understand that you guys are, passionate and you want the rain for your lawn, your garden. We've got widespread severe drought conditions across the Tennessee Valley. Excuse me while I take a sip of coffee. We need the rainfall, but unfortunately, here in late April, almost into May, which is crazy to think about, Mother's Day fast approaching. That's my first reminder for all of you, that, it's this time of year. Early April, even mid-April, was very, very forgiving to us in the Tennessee Valley. Never going to complain about a lack of severe weather, but the second line of storms is going to be this evening. And we moved back the timeline a little bit. It does look to be a little bit later into the evening. Unfortunately, this might keep some of you up later tonight. Of course, Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis will be working, covering all this for you. Most of the day is actually going to be fine. Once we get through the morning drive to work and school, things look a lot better. But the second round of storms is probably going to be a bit more organized, and we're going to have a lot more energy and instability to work with, including wind shear or spin in the atmosphere. And that will leave us with some form of a tornado threat, depending on how these storms originate and if they get more organized and we see storms rotating. We do have a tornado threat. It's not going to be the primary concern, though. If any of you play along and follow the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, we are under a slight risk for severe storms. I wouldn't be surprised if they did maybe include at least northwest Alabama and maybe some kind of an enhanced risk. Now, that wouldn't be likely for a tornado threat. I think that would be for a potential of damaging wind gust here. So, again, the second line, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. The colors on this graphic have nothing to do with storm intensity. All of us have the same threats here this evening. It's going to move from west to east later tonight, 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. for north central Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee there, kind of central southern Middle Tennessee, up there in Giles, Lincoln, Moore, Franklin County, this area in orange, I-65, 565, the metro areas, the traffic triangle, as meteorologist Jeff Denoyer likes to refer Athens, Decatur to Huntsville, through Madison as well. And then 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. for northeast Alabama, and that would be Marshall, Jackson, DeKalb County. Things will wrap up. I think we'll have some lingering rainfall into early Wednesday morning, and then most of the day Wednesday is actually just fine. So a lot of heavy rain here at the station, which is good. I'm just glad it's finally raining. It's been so long. If you look at your rain timeline for the morning, we'll go through this hour by hour here in a second, but just want to show you the most widespread rainfall coverage is going to be basically from 4:30 to 7. Whenever we're on for the morning newscast, that's going to be the worst of the rainfall. We'll have your 48 fast cast coming up at 7:01, and then of course we're here through the Today Show, just keeping an eye on things. So let's get to that hour by hour forecast. And so this is going to be 5 a.m. Now this looks to be just a little bit behind. So it might be a little bit faster moving through this, but by about 6 o'clock, these storms are tracking from northwest to southeast. And we've got pretty widespread rain, probably looking at some 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, potential for pea-sized hail, and a lot of lightning here this morning. So if you don't take your kids to school and they're out at the bus stop, could be some lightning around for that. Things continue to push through. Again, I think this is a little behind. So maybe the heaviest rainfall and the storm threat wrapping up about 8 a.m. for you if you live south of the Tennessee River. But things continue to push through. And then you notice we kind of see a cooler morning. We'll have cloudy skies. It's going to be a very humid and breezy day. Depending on when the clouds start to break up, we're going to start to warming back up, obviously. Temperatures for highs today, we're forecasting about 80. Some models are much cooler in the mid 70s, others are much warmer in the mid 80s. Obviously, the warmer we get, and if we see more sunshine, that's adding to our instability to fuel that second round of strong to severe storms. So things kind of calm down here as we go through late morning, the afternoon, probably your evening drive is even going to be just fine. Remember, we're going with about a 7 p.m. earliest arrival for that second round of storms, and that's what we're going to look at right now. Notice how these storms start to fire up, and they start to continue to track west to east. Looks like this new model run, I might have to go back to kind of that 5 o'clock arrival here, but things start to push in pretty quickly. And this is going to be that threat for damaging wind gusts, especially when we look at kind of this secondary feature here. If this is what the storms look like, that is going to be definitely a high wind threat. And we'll be looking for things like these breaks in the line for possible areas of rotation that could give us a spin-up tornado, and even features like this, what we call a bookend vortex. Now, this is just model data, of course. This isn't exactly what it's going to look like, but it gives us a pretty good idea. But if we do see this linear feature coming where you see this dark purple through there, that can mean potential for large hail, but really a threat for damaging straight line winds with this too. So that's going to be something that we're going to watch. We don't exactly know what it's going to look like later on today. We just know we have a high chance of seeing strong to severe storms, with the primary threat being gusty winds. Now notice this continues to move through. It could see a little bit of a weakening trend. Best case scenario, we see a ton of heavy rainfall with this. We need the rain desperately. Everyone's lawns would be a lot happier. The pollen count would be a lot lower. That's just been kicking me around lately, is the pollen count. Take my allergy pill every day. Doesn't seem to do a whole lot. But now we get toward about 11 o'clock, and this is moving east of the metro areas through Madison County, and it's moving over parts of northeast Alabama, tracking through Coleman County, into Marshall and DeKalb County. So this current run that I just showed you is a little different than the one when I put that storm timeline together. I might make some small adjustments. Of course, we do have a lot of the day to make that final, timeline of this is when the storms are going to arrive. Rain moves out pretty quickly, a little bit faster than it was initially. I think we'll still have some rain around tomorrow morning, probably between about 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. And then most of the day just kind of cloudy, maybe some periods of showers. And then we see some sun into the afternoon. High temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s, and we'll have a northwest wind. Things look pretty quiet for the rest of the week after that. Thursday is definitely going to be a cooler day. I think we're forecasting highs in the mid to upper 60s. And then by Friday, it looks all right for the morning and afternoon. I think Friday evening, overnight, maybe into early Saturday morning, and we're potentially looking at a threat for a few showers coming in as we go into, Friday evening, overnight into Saturday. Go back to the radar for you, check on that severe warned storm from the Weather Service saying, that line has been about 40 miles per hour. Still stable at the surface, so those strong winds above the ground are struggling to make it down to the surface. So, that's enough for them to keep the warning because of those winds aloft, and they can get dragged down, especially with the heavy rainfall. Kind of zoom in on this for you. And we'll go to the velocity here. That's going to be your strongest wind right now. But at the surface, they're probably seeing maybe 40 to 50 mile per hour wind. Potential for some small hail with this, and there's a lot of lightning too, obviously, encompassing most of Lincoln, Moore, and even Franklin County there. But that is our first warning of the morning. And we've got some pretty good rain too. Now starting to fill in for parts of Colbert County. That'll move into Lawrence County, eastern Lauderdale, Limestone, into Morgan County. Good rain right now going over Chapman Mountain down 72. Hopefully get some at my house, some lightning strikes, and then out toward Pleasant Groves, I believe, and south of you and Skyline. Scottsboro just missing out. But give it time. Again, with the path of this and how it's moving, if you're kind of in, this swath, you're going to see rain, which is almost everyone. There's a few of you, maybe in southern Morgan County, Cullman County. You won't see the heaviest of the rainfall. You'll still see some. And then parts of Lawrence, Franklin, Colbert. Rainfall not necessarily evenly distributed. Now, the faster this all moves out here this morning, and the faster the clouds move out as well, that will give us more time to warm up and become more unstable for that second round of storms. So severe thunderstorm warning continues here for Franklin, Lincoln, Moore counties, and that goes until 4:45. And then off to the west, we still have an extension of that severe thunderstorm warning that was moving east of the Memphis metro out to Oakland, Tennessee. A lot of lightning with that, and that is tracking southeast. But given the more stable atmosphere that we have kind of over the Tennessee Valley, I would anticipate that that would start to kind of fizzle out and weaken as it moves toward us. And we're going to get some rain-cooled air out of this too. I'm going to step away for 1 second. Actually, my nose is running from my allergies. I will be right back. Sorry, just had to grab a Kleenex tissue here. So heavy rain in Elkmont. That's good to hear. Nicholas, I can deal with rain, but not tornadoes. Yeah, I wish we could just get a big soaking rain event. Pretty good sleeping weather here. I know a few people were asking about going to bed. I don't anticipate a widespread severe weather threat at all this morning. So the National Weather Service in Nashville now dropped the severe thunderstorm warning for Giles County because the strongest winds right now are entering Lincoln County there and are continuing to move through. Turn off the lightning for you, go over to the shear rate tool. Now there is a little bit of shear, it looks like, northwest of you in Fayetteville. So we'll continue to keep kind of an eye on that. If you look at the velocity, it'll be right in here. And that kind of lines up with when you go over to the shear rate tool, or just missed it to the south. But, you know, something worth watching. Definitely some strong wind potential coming out of this. And this warning is for wind up to 60 miles per hour and potential for hail 3/4 inch in diameter or less. But yeah, this is moving right through Lincoln County. You got some strong winds with this. And I'll put that storm track on for maybe some of the friends that are just waking up and joining us. Moving about 50 miles per hour right there. So if you are in Lincoln County and you're up, I would just stay away from your windows. There's your storm timeline as promised. Moving southeast 50 miles per hour. Something we'll just kind of continue to monitor there. If we see any more kind of the notches forming, we'd get a bit more concerned, but I think we are lacking a little bit of spin or shear here to really support any form of a tornado threat this morning. Can't be ruled out. I think we will have a tornado threat that is a bit more prevalent here later this evening with that second round of storms, but this morning, just going to be a lot of heavy rain, some strong winds, and quite a bit of lightning. See what our lightning counter is at here, 206, and this is just the area that you're looking at on your screen over the past 15 minutes. But all those little lightning bolt icons. Good rain for you right now in Ardmore and right along the state line. Go out to parts of eastern Lauderdale there. I was out in the Shoals on Sunday. We played Fighting Joe and Schoolmaster there at the RTJ site. Great golf courses, very hard. It was a long day, but it was a beautiful day. Long drive from Huntsville with all that fog we had Sunday morning. But just south of you in the Quad City, Muscle Shoals, Florence, you got Tuscumbia there. North of you in Littleville, some pretty good rain coming your way. Go out toward Athens. Athens, give it about 20 minutes, you'll have some good rain. Harvest, Monrovia, Tony areas. Meridianville, you're going to get a good soaker coming in, including you in Newmarket as well. There's some pretty good wind with this. Again, not necessarily at the surface, but these are some strong winds that are about to move into Fayetteville, Tennessee there in Lincoln County, central Lincoln County. I know you guys just had your big Slaw Burger Festival. Keep looking at this shear rate tool because it's one of the best tools we have for kind of finding some of those little areas of rotation. Just makes it a little easier for you viewers to look at too. Lindsay, up there in Fayetteville, you got quite a bit of wind coming your way. Could have some small hail, a lot of lightning, but really the threat, it's going to be a lot of heavy rain, and you're probably going to see some stronger wind gusts too. So it is knocking on your door, and we'll be there in a few minutes. Things have quieted down here in Huntsville, Madison. You got some downpours coming. Nice rain moving through Decatur, just pushed through actually. Priceville down to Hartselle, you guys will get some rain. I'm just happy it's actually raining this morning. We have proved once again that it can in fact rain here. Unfortunately, might see some small hail too, but hey, that'll melt and that will help the garden if it doesn't beat it up too much. Which I don't think we'll have a large hail threat until later this evening too. But it's 4:05 on a Tuesday, and we've got 674 of you guys hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Remember, 48 First Alert weather app, great to have. Check your weather radio, make sure it's programmed correctly, ready to go in case we do get, some warnings popping up this evening. And it will be a later evening event too, kind of some of you having to stay up through the overnight potentially into early tomorrow morning, especially if you live in Sand Mountain. See where these winds are at again. Yeah, I'm consistently getting about 60 to 70. Now, these aren't surface winds. They are aloft, but they could get pulled down to the surface with that heavy rain that we're experiencing there in Lincoln County. So if you guys are just joining, again, this live is posted on 2 separate pages. And I'm currently only looking at the comments on my meteorologist Eric Burke, WAFF 48 Facebook page. I know this is posted to the actual station page as well. Hard to monitor both comments here. Yeah, if we warm up quite a bit and hit about 80, and the dew point's even like 63 to 65 or so, that's going to give us more instability here. To support that second round of storms. I think a lot of the morning people will actually be a little surprised as to how cool it's going to be. I think we're going to be in the 60s until probably about 11 a.m. or so. Let's put this in motion, kind of pull back the view, see everything going on. And we do have some additional storms here to our west. We're keeping an eye on that. I think we'll see a significant weakening trend with that storm that is currently severe warned now east of the Memphis metro. We've got some good rain out there, though. That is definitely a blessing. Many of you starting to lose patience with the ongoing drought, and I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. Would love to see the rain, could do without the threat for strong winds, and later tonight could see potential for large hail. Kind of all forms of severe weather will be possible. Just kind of show you the threats we're looking at later this evening. Damaging wind will definitely be the greatest threat this evening. I think damaging straight line wind is our biggest concern. We'll see more heavy rain. If these storms slow down, could get a lot of rain in a short amount of time. That could raise our flooding threat. There is potential for large hail, could be quarter size hail, which is 1 inch in diameter or larger. And yes, there will be a tornado threat this evening. But it depends on how these storms organize and if we have enough spin or shear to support that. So the second round of storms coming this evening, this is my morning timeline. Might make some changes. The new model data that I showed about 20 minutes ago did bring things in just a little bit earlier. So something we'll continue to keep an eye on. But this model that I did show, it updates every 2 hours. And sometimes it could do pretty big swings. 2 hours is a big difference between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m., which I'm currently showing you. So very loud thunder out in Grant. The lightning is crazy in New Hope. Sandy, thank you, everyone. There's still a chance that we're very cloudy through the day. We don't warm up as much, and that might limit our threat for severe storms a little bit this evening. But I think the general consensus, given the model data, is that we have a threat for strong to severe storms, and everyone just kind of needs to prepare for that. Can Owens Crossroads sleep without worry from now to this morning? Yeah, I think just stay away from the windows. This is a lot of lightning, maybe some strong winds moving through too. I want to go back and look at that shear rate. Yeah, seeing a better trend with that. That's good. Now, that did just pass through Fayetteville. The strongest winds did. Get our storm relative velocity. I'm going to pause it now. So this is, yeah, winds about 40 to 50 miles per hour. Probably just moved through Lincoln County there. Go back to my dropper tool. Yeah, about 35 to 50 possibly. Keep turning off the dropper and then it gives me the, yeah. If you're out there in Huntland, some pretty good wind as I keep doing the same thing over and over. Sorry, it is still early. Yeah, these are the winds that we've got right now, and not necessarily surface-based. Well, good morning to you in Gunnersville. You got some heavy rain, some thunder, some lightning all coming your way. Here's the lightning again. That storm out toward New Hope to your north and northwest. That probably will clip you in Gunnersville. You get some good rain, thunder, and lightning. Again, to reiterate, the widespread threat for severe storms this morning is very low, and that includes everyone. 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, a few storms maybe closer to 50 miles per hour, small hail, lightning, heavy rain. Those are the biggest threats here this morning. It will be that evening round that is going to be the more active round. So a lot of rain for the morning commute. If we see the rain starting to pond up on the roadways, or when you're leaving it's pouring, obviously poor visibility, that's not ideal conditions, and it's hate to say this, it's been a long time since we've had a drive to work and school in the rain, so a lot of people might be a bit rusty. Heavy here in Tony. Lindsay, good morning to you. No changes to our thinking. This is actually panning out pretty much the way we anticipated. We said we'd have late evening, overnight, early morning storms, good rainfall out of this, and a threat for gusty winds and lightning. That's pretty much happening as we speak. This rain is going to move off to the south and southeast probably by about 8, 9 o'clock. And then we see the break-in activity late morning through the afternoon. Then we've got this evening round of storms that we're looking at. But severe thunderstorm warning continues for Lincoln, Moore, Franklin County until 4:45 there. Check out the hail. I mean, there is potential for hail. It's not going to be severe hail. Where you see that green, if it gets into the more angry colors, that's when you know you've got some larger hail potential too. Melanie, the timeline I left up, and I was moving the radar around thinking I was showing you guys the radar, and I just left it up on the other computer. It is not frozen. You should be looking at the radar now. It's hard to manage so many of these monitors. Madison right now, got some good rain just north of you. That's going to move through, moving out of Capshaw, but you've got more behind this from Athens out to Harvest. This is all tracking to the southeast. Some thunder, lightning. Big rain there, moving out of Decatur, heading toward you in Priceville, out to Hartselle, and if you're in Falkville, looks like you'll at least get some rain here shortly. That's still near Speak. Nicole, I wouldn't call it a dangerous storm. I would call it a stronger storm there in Harvest. You've got rain, maybe some 30 to 40 mile per hour winds and quite a bit of lightning. But lightning can be dangerous. Stay away from the windows here this morning. No one needs to be seeking shelter. We are not under a watch of any kind. No severe thunderstorm watch, no tornado watch. Strongest winds right now are moving out of Fayetteville and will move into parts of far southeast Lincoln County. Got some strong wind in Moore County and Franklin County there in Tennessee. I'm not sure which weather app you're using because I know the 48 First Alert weather app, which you should have on your phone because it's free and we give you all kinds of information, videos, and updates on it. It will let you know that heavy rain is near your area or lightning is detected near your area, but it does not say a dangerous storm is approaching. Obviously, if you're under a warning, it will give you that too. Nice to see it raining though. Probably going to wrap up this live here. Our newscast is going to start in 15 minutes. If there is any reason I need to cut in before 4:30 a.m., I will be on your television. You could always stream the newscast or just watch us on TV. So we appreciate you guys joining us. I'll be tracking a lot of rain for the morning commute, a lot of lightning. Overall threat for severe storms this morning is pretty low. 30 to maybe 50 mile per hour winds, potential for small hail, a lot of heavy rainfall, and lightning threat, obviously very, very prevalent as we've got a ton of strikes. 218 here over the past 10 to 15 minutes, just what you're looking at on your screen too. This severe thunderstorm warning goes until 4:45. No word yet on that if that will be extended. If it is extended, it would probably include northeast Madison County and you in Jackson County. I'm going to put one more storm track on that, and we're going to wrap up the live, and I'm going to get ready for our morning news. But thank you, everyone that woke up early on a Tuesday and wanted to hang out with me. Appreciate your viewership as always. Leave that timeline up for a second. And we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to go chat with the newsroom quick, go through the plan for the morning news, and we will be all set here. Power is flickering in Claysville. Melanie, thank you for that. Amberly, do you think it will reach Lauderdale County? I do think it will make it here, but I don't think it will be severe when it makes it here. I think the trend we're seeing is kind of a weakening one. The farther south these storms get, they tend to kind of just turn into these big, heavy clusters of rain. So, Lindsay, winds calm down in Park City. That's good to hear. Yeah, all right. There is a little area of rotation that we have here northwest of you in Newmarket. And you could kind of see, yeah, they might put out a warning on this. That just popped up. That's how fast things can happen here this morning. So give me 1 second. Okay, that little area of rotation is right here. It's just east of 231, and this is the area we're watching. So this could move through right now. I'm thinking it is just going to be gusty winds there northwest of you in Newmarket. Keeping a close eye on it. Weather Service pointed it out, and the shear rate tool here is going to back that up. That we might have something happening within this storm. I'm going to put the lightning on it. Now, the lightning is displaced. A lot of the lightning is over Meridianville. That's something that we keep an eye on. If the lightning right over the area of rotation is increasing significantly, that's a sign that, that storm can be strengthening in there. But definitely a little area of rotation. But the tornado threat is low here this morning, but what we're seeing, and this new scan coming in does already look a little bit better. So that is good news regarding that. Not saying you're not going to have some strong winds there, but it shows you just how fast these little areas that we used to not pick up. The radar has gotten so good that these things are picked up a lot faster, where back in the day it was a lot harder to see some of these too. So that's this little area just south of the Alabama-Tennessee state line. So if we look at it much closer, it's east of you in Hazel Green, and it will miss you to the north if you're in Newmarket here. So we've got a lot to cover here this morning, and I'm going to be tracking a lot of rain for the morning commute, obviously. A lot of lightning too. Now, there's going to be a lot of lightning here this morning. A lot of rain, a lot of lightning. But can't believe so many of you guys are up early on a Tuesday. I know storm anxiety, it's a real thing, and things have been so quiet. We've been a little spoiled here lately. We've also missed out on a lot of opportunities for rainfall too. See what's happening out west. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning, including Henderson, Tennessee, and then someone was asking about that cell east of Memphis. They've dropped the warning on that too. Told you we'd have to kind of look for these little notches in the line, the main line of wind. See what the dropper is showing us. About 50-mile-per-hour winds there. What size hail you got in Priceville? Katie, thank you for the comment. I'm guessing roughly pea size. Now notice that they have shaved the severe thunderstorm warning here for areas to the west. So Fayetteville, you guys are good. You'll see a little break in the rain and then probably more coming in behind that. But again, newscast starts in 7 minutes. Join us on TV, WAFF.com, 48 plus, wherever you stream, all the good stuff. We will be there. We will obviously go into continuous coverage as needed. I don't anticipate that happening, but we are here if we have to. Hazel Green, yeah, you've got some heavy rain, but I don't see a severe weather threat for you right now. Carly, you can go back to bed. Jealous? a lot of rain. The rain's starting to fill in, and I think the more rain we see, that's going to kind of reinforce the stabilization of our atmosphere here. So that's good. Still a lot of lightning. Good portion of eastern Morgan County about to get some rain. Southwestern Madison County. This will make it, hopefully, to you guys in Marshall County. I don't really see it falling apart. I'll tell you where we're going to get the highest rainfall totals this morning. It's probably going to be Lincoln County in Tennessee and Jackson County. That's my pick for the areas seeing the most rainfall this morning. You guys will be the big winners. And I know we had some pretty good rain on Saturday, too, for some areas there in northeast Alabama. You guys were kind of rubbing it in that it rained good everywhere else by you guys, and others were, begging for even a drop of rain. So, just to reiterate, overall threat for severe storms this morning is low. Heavy rain, lightning, 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, maybe some small hail, all possible through about 8, maybe 9 o'clock at the latest as this all moves through. I don't see a significant tornado threat developing or ramping up. If something spins up quickly, we will let you know as soon as possible. Yeah, that little area rotation looks a lot less concerning than it was. So, good things happening. Yeah, if you're asking if you could go to bed, again, overall threat for severe storms is low. There is a lot of lightning. If you can avoid windows, that would be ideal. Really not expecting too many additional severe thunderstorm warnings here this morning. If we see even one more, it would probably be maybe over parts of Jackson County. Kind of that Boeing line there could produce some stronger winds, and that's probably the strongest we've got right now. A lot of you just waking up to some heavy rainfall too. But all right, I'm going to wrap up this live. Thank you so much. Again, newscast starts in 4 minutes. Join us. I hope you have a great day. Remember, we've got a second round that's probably going to be a lot more organized and produce a greater threat for severe storms. That comes later this evening, overnight into early tomorrow morning. A lot of the day, we will have a break in activity. Temperatures will warm up to about 80 degrees. Thank you so much for your time on this Tuesday morning. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Eric Burke. Again, today is a 48 First Alert weather day. I'll be tracking the rain and the storms this morning and talk more about this evening. That's all coming up. Have a good day.